Hi guys, it's Amy, and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for coming to spend time with me. I really do appreciate when you click on my videos. I've got 4 finished projects to share with you today. It is 2 patterns that, in normal Amy fashion, I either make a second project with different yarn or change up the hook size to do the pattern again. So that's what we've got today. The first yarn that I'm working with, as you saw from my thumbnail, is this Noro yarn. And I had not worked with any Noro yarn before. I have felt a bunch of different, skeins or cakes or balls or hanks or whatever you want to call them at different stores, and it was never really floating my boat. So today what I have is this Ayatori, and I don't know if that's the colorway or the style of the yarn. I'm not sure. But again, so here's the Noro yarn label. And so I had 3 of these, and sometimes with a color changing yarn, you don't want to color control too much. You just want to let the color flow. But for a certain look, maybe you're working with color changes that aren't going to work if you just continue to use the yarn as it is. So this is one where I did some color controlling, and I took pictures in different stages. So let me show you this first picture here. This is with just 1 cake of yarn used, 1 ball of yarn, and they are each 142 meters. I'm not sure what that is in yardage, but 50-gram balls. And so here's the first picture I showed you with just 1 hank of yarn, 1 ball of yarn used. And then here's the second picture when I added a second ball of yarn. And then here we've got the completed project. So it is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot say enough how much I enjoy the way the colors played out. It is very soft. It is very scrumptious. There's some oomph to it, when you give it a little squish. There's some squishiness to it. And it is just a very simple pattern. There's some shells and some V-stitches. I'll put the link down below. This is the Fia Shawlette by Annie Design Crochet. You know how much I love those patterns. And I used a 5mm H hook. The yarn is, I believe it is supposed to be a 3, maybe a 2. So it suggests a 3.5 to 4mm hook. So if you know the yarn label a little bit better than I do, or are a little bit more familiar with this yarn. So it is absolutely gorgeous. And the colorways are very similar to each other. If you're out there buying any of this, I would highly suggest you looking at here where it says color 23 lot A. I had a 4th ball when I was purchasing this. I had picked up a 4th ball that was a different colorway, and they were so similar I wasn't able to see it just with my eye. So when I did see that colorway number, I was like, oh, wait, I don't want that one. So some of the color just, is a straight color, like these are just straight colors. But then there's this one section that gives you some marbled look, or marled, whatever it's called, to have that yellow mixed in with sort of a brownish. See how it goes to the purple next? So you're going to see a little bit of that. Sorry. You're going to see a little bit of that marling still as it goes through, but then it goes to solid. And then you're just looking at the solid purple at that point. So I thought this was a very pretty yarn. I definitely will consider buying it again. When I was looking at it initially, I never thought that they felt soft enough, but this one is a good fiber. I enjoyed this one very much. So here's my finished Noro yarn in the Fia pattern. Love it, love it, love it. Love the colors. And again, just a simple shell and V, and then on the top ones you end with little scallops all the way along. So love it, love it, love it. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of this. I've got this. There's my sun coming through. Tilt just a little bit. Here's what I've got left. It's 31 grams. And can I tell what it says on here? It just says 60% wool and 40% silk. I don't know if, let's do that. If it's a specific wool or a specific density of silk. I don't know. It doesn't feel like silk to me. So whatever, you know, however that combination works up, I love it. Okay, anyway, ramble, ramble, ramble. So that was the rest of my Noro yarn. I don't know what I'm going to do with that leftover. Maybe on a different project that would be enough for a tassel or something, but I'm not doing a tassel on this one. Okay, so then I also wanted to work up that pattern. I'll put in the picture here where this is the picture, obviously, of the completed project on the pattern. This is the Annie Design finished project where I saw the picture to begin with. And so it sort of inspired me to use this group of yarn. This was from my Wonderland Yarns group. They were 5 different skeins, 5 different little minis, I guess. They were 1-ounce skeins. There were 5 of them in here. So a total of 640 yards is what I had, and it's 100% superwash merino. And this is one of those, Wonderland Yarns has a bunch of names involved. So here we see Wonderland Yarns, and then we see Cheshire Cat. And then down here we see 5 Million Kisses. So I'm not sure which one. I think Cheshire Cat is their fingering weight size. And then 5 Million Kisses is a series number. I don't know. And then you got number 64 as well. So I'm not sure how it all plays out. But this one I worked up with a 5mm hook as well. And this one you start down here. So I'll show you the beginning of the colors. So here was this first one. It's kind of like magenta. Love, love, love it. And then I just wanted to use up all the yarn. So I just went into the next colorway when I ran out. I didn't wait to go to the end of a row or anything. So then this is the next one. It's sort of kind of pinky, and then it goes to more purple. Oops. And then you can see this sort of more, I don't know, lavender, whatever. There's so many different purple names. I don't know what order they all go in. And then this next one is a little bit darker. And then the one on the end here is like almost blue. So this is what I've got left of that. Oops, you can't see that very well, can you? This is what I've got left of that blue. It is, you know, a good little amount. But I wasn't going to be able to finish another row. And, oops, hold up my end here. It's a 4-row repeat. So here is where the pattern said to end, and there were 64 rows at that point, and that's where the pattern says to end off. But I did one more row of repeats just to get through the yarn that I had, and then I wasn't going to be able to do another row, 4-row repeats. So that's what I've got left of that. It will go very nicely in any sort of mismatch of, you know, leftover fingering weight that I have. So I kind of wish I had more blue to use, because I really kind of liked that. But, you know, it gives you a nice variety of color for sure. Whoops. A nice variety of the different purples. You can see them all depending on how you wear yours. You can see maybe all 5 colors. So yeah, that was a very, very nice finished project in my opinion. I love the way it finished out. Again, simple V's and shells all the way through. Very, very lovely. And then a little bit of a scalloped edge you get. So I'll link this down below. I love this one very much as well. We've got some great colorways working through here. Look, oh, I love that so much. Look at that, all those different purples. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so that was my Fia shawlette, my Fia shawlette from Annie Design Crochet. And then I decided to do this other one. Now, a lot of times, Crystal from Bag a Day Crochet will number her patterns, but this one didn't have a number. And it was just called the Common Shell Stitch Shawl. So I used this 5.5mm hook, this way, for my clovers, my 5.5mm hook. And I actually didn't even tie off the end of my string here. I don't know why I did that, but so this yarn that I'm using for this is by Honey Girl Farms. And this was their DK yarn. Fall at the Ridge. Fall at the Ridge from Outlander. So you see 218 yards. And yeah, I really enjoyed this yarn. It's, again, very scrumptious. I bought this yarn to offset a peachish colored one that I was using, and just ended up finishing the shawl with a peach color and didn't add this for the border like I had planned on it. So it was just kind of an odd, I just had it by itself. And I'm not even mad about that. So here you can see I got this little bit of a, that's all I got to tie off. I don't know why I left it on there. But here is, it's very, kind of a small shawlette at this point. You can see kind of the colors marl a little bit, not marl, come in and out a little bit. You've got some sections that are more beige, some sections that are more yellowish, orange. And, I was thinking about putting maybe a button on this one, because it doesn't really, it's not very long to get your edges around. Here's my edges. So if you just put a button back there, then you could wear this kind of more loosely, just something that sits here. So yeah, I really enjoy working with shells. Shells kind of seem like light and floofy, and sometimes they're more rounded. So I like this pattern because it's got a chain in the center. So you get these little peaks. Look at the green that came out in there. See, that's the thing about this yarn, is that it had all these little surprises of pops of color. So considering this to be fall now, and these are all fall colors, look at the beautiful, like you don't have two of the same shells ever. All the colors were kind of changing up. Look how beautiful. So if you have not found Honey Girl Farms yet, she's been at a trunk show at YarnCom. I saw her there. And I also saw her at Midwest Fiber Fest. So she lives out here in Missouri, and it's a kind of a little bit of a drive to me. And it's call ahead to make sure we're available to come to the store type of thing. But when I plan on doing that, so yeah, her website here is Sheep and Honey. And again, the oomph, the squish factor of this yarn is magnificent. Pure DK. She's got this is 100% superwash merino, but she does have some lines of yarn that are, different fibers, maybe silk or cashmere or something like that. I know she had a bunch of different ones like that at the last time I saw her, and I passed those up, but very much enjoy her standard DK superwash merino. So look at all the different colors in there. You really could put this with a lot of different things too to pick up. I love those little orange pops. And then you've got the green and yellow. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So this was, again, a DK. She's got no, I didn't write down any expected, what am I trying to say? When I take notes, I will write down what hook and yarn they used, as well as what I used, because sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's not. I didn't write anything down for this, so I can't tell from my notes, so I'm going to end my sentence right there. So go check out that pattern if you'd like. I've linked it down below. And so here's the DK version. And there's so many of these patterns for shawlettes and stuff that you could really make with any size yarn. You just have to use the corresponding hook size, So having said that, also with the 5.5 millimeter hook, I used some fingering weight yarn. So I thought that was a nice, variation from the DK to go to a fingering. So this yarn you have seen from me before. It's my earth yarn. It's 75 superwash merino and 25 nylon. So there are 440 yards in this, which I absolutely love. I think it's a great, big size hank type of thing. And I have tried to use this yarn more than once and frogged it out. And so for me to say that I'm excited that I finally have a finished project with it there's no words. I am so excited to have finally worked this up in a project that I really, really enjoy. Did I block this one? See, You guys, some of this is still finishing up September's makes. And today is October the 18th, 19th. So I'm kind of behind, and so I've kind of forgotten some of my details. I think they're going to be such a simple detail to remember, and then maybe I don't. So I don't remember if I blocked this one. I think I did, because I remember it being smaller before I blocked it. Look at how gorgeous. So this is, simple blues and greens, right? Who can get excited about simple blues and greens? It's not that big deal, but it really is. And there are sections where it's a little bit darker, like here. So you get little punches of color. Look how gorgeous. I love it. It made it a lot bigger too when I blocked it. So this is just one hank of fingering weight yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I know you would enjoy this. You can see here how the peak is kind of pulled tight where I was blocking it. So there is a peak. It's not rounded. There is a peak to the edges here. That maybe it will relax a little bit after it's been worn some, but it was fresh from, yeah, I definitely remember blocking it now. But see what a difference it really opens that up, in comparison to, let me hold them together so we can kind of see. So like this is like netting. This is so open. Look at that sunshine coming through. And the solids. So you can really see a big difference in the DK versus the fingering weight when you're looking at them together like that. Oh boy. So that's what I've been up to. I've kind of been busy with work and got a new baby. Look at my sunshine. Okay, hang on a second. I have to kind of keep turning away from the window because the sun is changing as we speak. So anyway, what's been going on? Just trying to find time to film. I had a sleepover with my granddaughter the other night, so that was exciting. But the next morning when I normally would have been filming, I didn't get an opportunity to. And that's okay. That's what, you roll with the changes and enjoy time with the people that you can when you can. And this will wait. I'm sorry, you guys, but my filming comes second to spending time with my granddaughter, of course. So busy doing that, getting ready for trunk or treat at church. I have another week of vacation off of work. So I've been there for, I've got my 2 weeks of standard vacation, and then I've been there for 5 years. So this was my 5th year, and I was gifted an extra week of vacation. So I've got that to take care of before holidays begin. At work, we're really blessed to have the week between Christmas and New Year's. We work with just a skeleton crew. So some people are working and then they get other time off, in October to make up for that. So when Thanksgiving comes around, when November comes around, vacation starts to be crazy at work. So I had to get my last week in here. So a little excited about that. I still need to put away my recent yarn haul. I haven't done that yet. Rearranging some shelves, that's always fun to do. All right, guys, so I hope you've got some exciting trunk or treats to visit, some safe trick-or-treating for the kids. It's so different than it was in my day. And when we moved out here to Missouri, when the kids were trick-or-treating, they are asked to give each house a joke. We don't do that where I come from. We never did that when we were growing up. But out here in Missouri, you have to give a joke. When you ask for trick or treat, you give a joke and then they give you the candy. So it's kind of fun. You get to hear all sorts of silly Halloween jokes, So, all right, guys, that's my video for today. I hope you saw something that you want to make. I hope you've seen a yarn that maybe you're interested in. Either you've got in your stash you didn't know what to do with, or maybe you've seen something that you want to go find and purchase for yourself. So that's all I'm here for, is to show you what I'm doing, and maybe it'll motivate or inspire you to do something similar. I hope you've enjoyed your time with me today. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. Thank you. Bye-bye.